violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, in school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, cyberspace? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Exclusively given to us from a Metairie resident showing a masked suspect with a gun breaking into the
Wow. Pooh Shiesty mask, Pooh Shiesty mask, Pooh Shiesty mask. You gotta call it out 3 times, like swipe or no swiping. I'm telling you, the worst thing that could have happened was the CV, the beer bug, the pandemonium, okay? Because it gave these super gremlins an excuse to wear a mask. And it's normal. He can wear this anywhere. He can wear this into a library. He can wear this mask to school. He can wear this to a bank because it will be considered social distancing and he's abiding by, you know, the CDC standards. But you see, he's checking everybody's doors, seeing if he can catch somebody slipping, see if somebody left their door open. And I mean, these dudes are sneaky. It's a volume game for these super gremlins on demon time.
with a gun breaking into their car on what's normally a quiet Metairie street.
Yeah, neighbors say that this wasn't the only break-in that's happened in the last week. WDSU News reporter Shay O'Connor joins us live from Metairie with a story you'll see only on 6. Shay.
Chico.
That is right, Sella and Travers. Now, JPSO, they tell us that they were able to arrest a juvenile on Tuesday after witnessing a group of people trying to burglarize cars earlier that night. Now, I've been speaking with residents in this area that tell me the string of burglaries actually started over the weekend and lasted into the week.
The worst part of it was that they were both armed, and not just armed, but they were out with their guns drawn.
And they will kill you. Don't get it mistaken. They will murk you straight up right there where you stand if you try and, you know, stop them or impede in their progress of, you know, stealing from other people. It's that bad.
A scary sight in the North Bridgedale subdivision. This surveillance video, exclusively obtained by WDSU, catches the moment suspects drive off and start checking doors. Robert says the suspect targeted his wife's car, making off with some cash before jetting off.
They just blew right through the stop sign. You see them roll right by. They parked directly behind my truck. The guy in the passenger seat jumped out, hit my neighbor's house.
And now they're targeting the glider communities. They're targeting the glider communities. And then if somebody gets Ahmaud Arbery'd, then all hell is going to break loose.
Then one of the guys that was in the backseat, and as they rolled up, their doors were already open. So they weren't waiting for the car to stop when they actually were jumping out.
Tuesday, JPSO officials say a deputy noticed a group burglarizing cars some blocks over on Persimmon Avenue before the group jumped into a vehicle speeding off. They left one juvenile behind. He was later arrested. The other still on the loose. Officials believe at least 2 vehicles were burglarized just that night.
Were they teenagers? Were they in their 20s? Did they just have nothing else to do?
They're probably super teen gremlins. And to that I say, sisters, come get your kids.
How to correct it is an unknown problem at the moment. They know they can just toss it and say,
How to correct it. Bro, lock them up, dog. We know how to correct it. It's been the same solution the whole time. And that's what makes us say no solutions, is that we all know the solution, but For some reason, we're not willing to do so. Some reason we're still chanting defund the police, criminal justice reform, bail reform, you know, alleviating minimum sentences and all this other type of stuff. And this is going to be the result.
Say that wasn't me, and then they'll be in and out in a day, and then a slap on the wrist, and they're back in the system.
Now, JPSO officials tell me that they actually followed that group into New Orleans Tuesday night, but lost them. Later, the vehicle was found. They also found out that that vehicle had been stolen. Now, meanwhile, residents in the area, they tell me that they believe that it's more than one group that was committing the burglaries earlier in the week. And, of course, we will continue to follow this story for you. Reporting live from Metairie, Shay O'Connor, WDS.
Well, crime across New Orleans continues to get worse. Now multiple agencies are working together to solve a string of carjackings. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Sharice Gibson.
And I'm Devin Bartolotta. Those carjackings span from Jefferson Parish to the North Shore, but investigators say they're all linked to New Orleans. Police are also investigating a number of armed robberies where vehicles were stolen. As Eleanor Tabone tells us in tonight's top story, police made another arrest this afternoon.
An 18-year-old woman is under arrest and 2 young people are being considered as suspects after they were found in possession of a stolen car that was involved in a hit-and-run crash.
Wow, man. And these are the super teen gremlins who are doing these hit and runs. And we wonder why they continue to happen. It's because they're able to just steal cars and pretty much get off with a slap on the wrist. They can't be charged certain times, especially if they're too young. But we're dealing with the children of the corn, or at least the children of the chitlins. And they're not slowing down, they're not stopping, and the violence that they're inflicting on the community is just getting worse and worse.
They were found at the intersection of Napoleon Avenue and Ferret Street. NOPD says the truck was used in an armed robbery in the 8th District. At the scene to get his truck Friday was the owner, telling Eyewitness News he got a call from police saying they found it crashed. He says it was stolen a week ago while he was at work.
We know that crime doesn't care about the boundaries.
Authorities say robberies and carjackings are not just happening in New Orleans, with one in Slidell and another in Terrytown just this week.
We've been working very well over the last really few months on these carjackings that have been crossing the lines.
According to Slidell police, a driver was at the Wendy's drive-thru. They say men surrounded the car and forced the driver out.
Wow, and they pulling up while you at the drive-thru. This is why you gotta be strapped. Cause they will pull up on you and run down on you while you getting a foe for foe.
The stolen car then found in the east.
We're obviously now very interested in that particular incident because we believe that is also tied to the Slidell carjacking as well as the ones in New Orleans. So it's kind of a big circle that's happening right now.
Police believe this carjacking is connected to a recent string of violent carjackings in New Orleans and Jefferson Parish, including one Thursday night in Algiers, where JPSO deputies shot a 16-year-old during a shootout that stemmed from a carjacking.
Jefferson. And these 16-year-olds are shooting back at the police. I mean, this is getting different. These super teen gremlins are on demon time.
Parish Sheriff's Office called the New Orleans Police Department to assist in taking this vehicle down.
Carjackings up 17% in New Orleans, 214 reported so far this year.
We have a group of individuals that continue to commit these armed carjackings, and it was only a matter of time before we'd catch up.
Eleanor Tabone, Eyewitness News.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Married mother of 8 was shot to death in Algiers earlier this week.
Her family and friends say she was the last person they expected this to happen to, and they spoke exclusively.
And this is the thing that it doesn't matter who you are. This is kind of what irks me, is they're saying, oh, she was the last person that they would think this would ever happen to. But these super gremlins don't discriminate. They'll come after anybody. They'll come after anybody. If you are around, they will jack you. This is what it's gotten to at this point. Okay? Could have been a botched robbery. Could have just been baby mama drama. I don't know specifically. So let's see what happened.
To WGNO's Amy Russo. Amy.
Well, Kurt, Susie, it's hard for family members to wrap their minds around the death of 32-year-old Delshawnique Taylor Fluker. One lifelong friend tells me this feels like deja vu.
Always got a smile on her face. Like, her nickname was Goosey. You know, that's just, who she was. Goofy, fun, vibrant.
Delshawnique Taylor Fluker had been married less than a year. She was the mother to 8 children, ages ranging from 6 weeks to 14 years old.
Woo! 8 kids. Wow. I don't know if it's just one father, multiple, but the fact that this mother of 8 was killed just shows the state, the dangerous state of the community in 2022. These super gremlins are on demon time.
The large family she always wanted.
They're all like the spitting image of her, and it's so hard to look at them and know that they'll never get to truly know how beautiful and lovely of a person she was.
But her life was cut short. On Monday, Taylor Fluker was fatally shot at the intersection of General Meyer and Berman Avenue in Algiers.
This doesn't happen to our family. Not guns and everything.
See, I'm telling you, sisters, I mean, we all know who they voted for. We all know that they support Mayor Contrail, okay, and all these other political candidates and pundits that continue to fail the community with their lenient on crime initiatives, laws, and attitude in general. You can't say that we didn't think it would happen to us, or it doesn't happen in our family, because in America, at least, we're all one big family. This is the community, and if you are a part of it, if you live in it, you are susceptible to coming across, or your family members coming across, one of these super gremlins on demon time.
Not a violent family.
Yvette Siri has been friends with Taylor Fluker's mom for decades. Her granddaughter was killed in a triple homicide off Encampment Street in March. She says this brings back all the horrible feelings.
I feel numb. I feel so broken. Your kid's supposed to bury you, not you bury your kid.
Family members say Taylor Fluker was loyal, feisty, and one of a kind. All are heartbroken not only by the loss of their loved one, but knowing her kids will grow up without their mother.
To not have your mother, the person you're supposed to be able to turn to and go to at any given moment. And some of these kids are never going to experience it. You didn't deserve this. Like, she didn't deserve to go out like this.
And that investigation remains ongoing. A balloon release will be held for Taylor Fluker on Saturday at 6 p.m. in the 800 block of Estelat Avenue. Susie, Kurt.
Your heart breaks for that family and for those kids. All right, Amy, thank you.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.